Hello, hello, everyone. Let's see. Are we live yet? Let's see. I don't know. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. Looks like we are live. Cool. I can see your comments. If anybody is here with me already, go ahead and type hashtag live in the comments here. Let me see. Okay, that's good. I can see you. Can't see myself. Let me make sure I got my camera on. Yeah, camera's on. Okay, looks good. And if you can hear me, type in the comments, I can hear you, or hello, would be great. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay. So I'm excited for today's call. I've been getting a lot of calls from introverts lately, and invited a few people here as well that I thought would find this interesting. But I do get a lot of questions about, a lot of people saying I am an introvert. Is it even possible for me? Because there's all this like flash and pizzazz, and everyone thinks you have to have all this super high energy in order to sell stuff, right? And I'm here to tell you the good news is that, it's all about authenticity, okay? And the more you can tap into your authentic self, the better, actually. Okay, so good news is if you are an introvert, you can sell a high ticket offer, and we're going to go into the details on this live today about how to go about that, how to tap into that, and if it's possible or not. It is possible. I can already say it's possible, but maybe you're wondering, how is that even possible? Like, everybody's always saying you got to be all over the place on social media, and you have to have all this enthusiasm and all this stuff, and we don't have to do that. So, you can make it. Okay, a lot of people are like, can I make it as a high ticket coach if I'm not enthusiastic, outgoing, naturally extroverted, and wondering if they even have a shot at selling their program? Like, they're thinking like, will people want to even work with me if I'm an introvert? Or, can you succeed at an online business, service-based business, as an entrepreneur, right? With all the social media stuff that the gurus are telling you that you have to do. But you don't necessarily have to be everywhere and all this stuff. It's if you can tap into your authenticity, that actually has you stand out against the competition, it's actually even better. So I'm going to go into detail about what that's all about. Also, if you're here on YouTube watching this, go ahead, like and subscribe so that we can build this YouTube channel out. I'm actually doing this live in my Facebook group, the Business Growth Blueprint for high ticket entrepreneurs. So if that is you, come on over to Facebook to the Business Growth Blueprint high ticket services that sell. Okay, if you search for that, you'll find me here. And I've got tons of amazing free stuff to help you grow, right? We talk about pricing, we talk about how to bundle your offers so that you can charge a premium price with any service-based business. We talk about your value and how to feel valuable enough, how to communicate the value around what you have to offer so that people will actually pay a premium price for it. We talk about automation. How do you automate things so that you can have time and money freedom? Because most of the time, that's what we get into business for, is for that flexibility, for that freedom. And what I see happening a lot is people getting into business, and then because they've been taught how to be a worker their whole life, and because our whole society programs us and is all wrapped around how to be a good worker, I see a lot of people go and start a business, and they end up creating a job for themselves and end up working even more and getting overwhelmed and confused and frustrated and spinning their wheels. And anyway, I talk about all that stuff in the group and help my clients with that as well, getting out of that employee mindset, I call it, into an empire mindset as a business owner. So that's huge, because if you don't have that, nothing's going to work. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Back to the introvert thing. Can you be seen as a thought leader, even if you seem shy or you're not really much of a people person, right? Many times the introverts I've met have the most fantastic ideas. Like they're born thinkers, right? But the question remains, can you effectively communicate those ideas and turn them into a profitable, scalable business? So the answer to our question is, can an introvert sell? And it's a resounding yes, okay? But it won't be possible if you're using outdated salesy strategies, right? Those salesy, cheesy, sleazy strategies, right? Or those sales tactics, right? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for anybody that way anymore. Introvert, extrovert, either way, right? Like the old method was driven by power and charisma and having a thick skin, and it was all designed to create rapport and then get people to like you. And then you might think of yourself as an introvert, so you're not some super charming, high charismatic person. Like you prefer to be alone, you prefer your alone time, like you don't really feel the need most of the time, right, to be around a lot of people. Introverts usually feel drained when around other people, right? But they will gravitate towards deep and meaningful conversations, right? That connection. So for example, like in a party, both both an introvert and extrovert could be going, right? But the extrovert is there to connect with as many people as possible, make new friends, chit chat with old acquaintances, stuff like that, right? The introvert, on the other hand, is going to go because maybe his 5 good friends will be there, or 2 or 3 of his good friends will be there, and it's a chance to connect, right? The introvert doesn't really like beating around the bush. So, the newer model for sales really takes advantage of the strengths of an introvert, right? Oh, we got someone here. All right. Hey, Bridget, how's it going? Hello, hello. So yeah, so, they're just like, they love that connection. They don't like beating around the bush. So introverts just love that intellectually stimulating and truthful conversations, just like how we approach our business, right? We check to see like immediately what's working and what's not, and we talk to you about it. Like this is what I do on calls. Like we'll go into I offer like a free consultation, right, to see what's working, what's not working, see where you want to take your business, and we figure out in 45 minutes like what's missing specifically to have your business not be working the way you want it to be working, and then all the steps that you need specifically for you and your business and where you want to take it and who you want to work with specifically. All the steps that you would need to take in order to get to your goal, right? So we kind of like, we have just a really deep conversation one-on-one for about 45 minutes and get to that, get those details. I kind of assess like, what are your skills? What's missing from your business? Like, why isn't it working, right? So by the end of the conversation, there's a huge breakthrough, or actually there's usually several throughout the conversation. And then at the end, it's like, okay, these are the steps you need to get you from where you are today to where you want to go. So anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this. But before, before sales happen this way, right? Like the old way that they used to do it was like, let's box them in, let's wear them down, let's take their money, right? Like box them in. There's like a flow of the conversation, like a script, right? Instead of like a framework, there's like a specific script. And if they say this, then I say this. If you say this, then I say this. Like you always know where that conversation is going to lead to. So there's not really any authenticity, right? The old way, right? That's the old way. And the old way was also to wear them down, like follow-ups 10, 16 times until they say yes to you, right? Take their money regardless of if it's a good fit or not. And, like not even considering if you can really help the client, as long as they say yes and they're able to pay, then go ahead, right? That's the old way. And it feels pushy, it feels sleazy, it feels inauthentic, right? Now we make it a priority about serving. So it's more in serving, not selling. So the conversation is designed to get to the truth of what's really going on. Like, how are things with the client, right? Everybody's different. So like, what is really going on? Why are they not getting that result? Like, what are the limitations? Are they in their own way? Like, is there like, what is it specifically? And sometimes a lot of people think it's one problem, and then it ends up being like, that's just the symptom of the real problem, right? So it's like figuring out like, what can we do to help them? And what will happen if they're not helped, right? And this is based on what you have to offer. This is what I do around what I have to offer too. And this is definitely something that introverts can do. Okay. They can be very good at it. It's not that they don't like connecting with people. They do like that, right? It's just like, they don't want to be superficial. They want to have that deeper connection, and not have that inauthenticity and that superficial, pushy, sleazy, cheesy kind of conversation, right? Like that doesn't feel good. So, in working with introverts, they're instinctively great listeners too. And that is a valuable quality to have for any service-based entrepreneur. Okay. Because you're offering a service, you're getting a result for people through your services. So being able to listen, and hear, right, what the person's saying and make them feel heard too, right? I mean, it all goes hand in hand. It's so great. So like, 40% of the top CEOs identify themselves as introverts, sorry. So like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, right? They've got tunnel vision. They're focused on the outcomes, and just, it's a good trait to have, that listening, right? So there's actually 3 traits that unlock the strength of introverts when it comes to selling a high ticket service. So owning your introversion is really good. Okay. Focusing on the truth. Okay. And that you have range. Okay. So if you're an introvert, these are the 3 traits that are really great. So don't think of yourself as wrong or lacking. Like, you're an introvert. So just own it. Right. You don't have to be this like big, enthusiastic, like TikTok, whatever. Right. Own who you are, right? Understand your uniqueness and how to make it work in the context that you're in. And then like, just teaching structure, like, but what matters is like already within them, and that caring heart, like having that caring heart, right? A real desire to help clients, and that listening ear again, right? So those things are really, really a strength. Okay. So being an introvert is not a disorder in any way. Just learn how to effectively harness those strengths. Okay. Those are strengths. They're not a weakness. So you're usually dealing with clients who have like high stake problems, right? And the issues that they need help with, like, they can't just be bullied into working with you, or implementing your steps to freedom anyway, right? So being that advocate, coming from that place, owning the strengths, right? Being that good listener, all those things, having these traits is really a win, actually. Okay. So that's one trait. A second trait, introverts really excel in focusing on the truth. Okay. So it speaks to their high level listening and their ability to connect on an intimate level. And they're more committed to getting an intelligent conversation than just mere fluff. Like, they don't want to sit around and have fluffy talk, right? Like, that's not connecting. It's just like superficial, it's high level, like whatever. And when you're doing, especially like a sales call, right, it's getting in there and it's getting deep and getting people to open up, right? And to have that connection and to be the advocate so that you can get to the real problem. It just gets to the real problem quicker by asking like really powerful questions and just having that intelligent conversation, as opposed to the superficial, fluff talk, because that's not going to get anybody anywhere. So this is a really great trait that introverts have that makes it easier, because if as an extrovert, it's harder to ask those like specific questions. Sometimes we're just like all over the place too, right? Like, it's sort of high energy. And so this is really great. And then at the end of the day, right, you get to decide if you're ready to work with this person, right? And if you can help them get their desired result, because you've gone deep, you've gotten them to open up, you've asked specific questions, and the more specific questions you ask, the more specific answers you get too, right? So it just really gets to the heart of the situation, gets to whether you can help them or not, and then gets to, then you can just be like, explain your truth. Like, okay, I can definitely help you. So what do you want to do? Right. So anyway, number 3, let's go into the third trait. You have range as an introvert. Okay. So whatever type of thinker you are, like whether you're detail oriented, big picture person, or, introvert, extrovert, visual thinker, you can only connect like to the people of the same type, right? But introverts, like when you put them in a similar situation, whether they're like where they're going after the truth, right? Like, and about being an advocate. So if you're going after the truth and you're being the advocate for the client, those two things, like they're able to connect deeply with all types of people because everybody has that in common, right? Everybody wants that. Everybody wants the truth. Everybody wants an advocate. So no matter what they are, it's easier for an introvert to connect on that level, right? With all the different types of people. So when people come face to face with the truth, right, they would usually rather solve that problem quickly than leave it hanging. Make sense? So an introvert is able to articulate this effectively with a wider range of potential clients. Does that make sense? So it's really, really a gift, a really great gift, right? To have that ability, because nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to, it's like you come on the phone, it's like, if you come from that place of selling and like, I got to make a sale, or that desperation or whatever, right? Versus if you come on that call with like, okay, let's see if I can even help these people. Like, let's see what the problem is. Like, is it a good fit for what I have to offer? Is it like, can I even help them? Or do I even want to work with this person? Because everybody's got the different personality traits, right? So having that clarity around your ideal client and all that really helps too, because when they show up, you know exactly like, oh, this person's perfect. Having that clarity around exactly what results you can get for people, again, it helps in that final step when they call you, right? So to get them to cross over and to enroll with you. So anyway, being an introvert is actually a gift. It's great for high ticket because of all those reasons that I just talked about, right? Like just having that authenticity, being a great listener, getting to the truth, having that connection, being that advocate. I mean, there's so many different traits that introverts have naturally that just makes them, it's like natural for a high ticket sales offer, right? So if you're selling, if you have a service-based business, right, and you are doing a low ticket, and low ticket is like 1,000 or below, if you're offering your low ticket offer for less than $1,000, it's pretty low ticket. Okay. So most of my clients that are introverts as well, I've got both, but they're selling their offers, okay, whatever they're offering, their services for anywhere between 3,000 and 10,000. And the reason, I mean, there's a way to do that. Like you can't just say, I'm going to start charging 3,000, there's a way to figure out the exact price. There's a way to bundle your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise in order to create a high ticket price around what you're offering so that people will actually buy it. There's a way to communicate the value around what you're offering so that people will actually buy it. And it all goes hand in hand, right? It's a blueprint. It's like you've got all these different pieces, but if you don't have the blueprint, it's really, really hard to make it a success. So anyway, I hope this has been super helpful. If you are kind of feeling like you're spinning your wheels or you're stuck or you're confused with all that information out there and you've got all these pieces to your business and you're just not reaching your goals, like you're just having a hard time reaching your financial goals or making that impact that you really want with people, then I do offer a, like I said, 45-minute free consultation. I call it a breakthrough session because people tend to have a lot of breakthroughs throughout the conversation. And by the end, based on your business, who you are, what you want to attract, or who you want to attract, I should say, what type of business you want to make, or create, or have. Again, by the end of the conversation, we'll have the exact steps to get you from where you are spinning your wheels, frustrated, confused, wherever you're at, stuck, to clarity of the exact steps that you need to get you to your goal, your ultimate goal, whatever that is. Okay. So anyway, if you want to do that, we'll put the, you can either comment below, let's see, what should we say? Introvert. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Let's say introvert. Comment introvert below, and myself or one of my team members will contact you and set that up for you. So you can hop on and we can go through what's working, what's not working in your business, see where you want to go. And if we can help support you there, support you to close the gap to get you there quickly, then we can show you how. And if not, then we can just point you in the direction of someone that we might know that can get you there. All right, so I am here every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time in the group, Business Growth Blueprint, high ticket services that sell. So yeah, maybe I'll see you next week. Okay, I'll see you next week, same time, same place. All right, have a great week and take care.